Ladies and gentlemen, friends, achievers, dreamers, let me start by saying this. If you can hear my voice right now, congratulations. That means you're alive, alert, and one good decision away from a better future. Now let me ask you something. Have you ever noticed how noisy the world has become? Everybody's talking. Everybody's posting. Everybody's reacting. And very few people are actually thinking. One of the greatest secrets to thriving in life, emotionally, spiritually, financially, and relationally, is something so simple it almost sounds foolish. It's called silence. Now don't misunderstand me. I'm not talking about being shy, withdrawn, or afraid to speak up. I'm talking about knowing when not to talk. You see, silence is not weakness. Silence is wisdom taking a breath. I learned this lesson years ago. I was young, eager, and, let's just say, overly enthusiastic. I thought if I had an opinion, it had to be shared immediately. And if I didn't have an opinion, I'd borrow one from someone else and share it anyway. One day, an older gentleman pulled me aside. He had wrinkles earned by experience and a smile that said he'd made every mistake already, twice. He said, "Son, God gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth. Use 'em in that proportion. Now that'll preach if you let it." Silence gives you 3 powerful advantages. First, silence gives you clarity. When you stop talking, your mind starts listening. When you stop reacting, your heart starts understanding. Most people don't lose opportunities because they don't know what to say. They lose opportunities because they say too much. I've seen deals fall apart because someone couldn't stay quiet long enough to let the other person finish thinking. I've seen marriages suffer because one partner wanted to win an argument instead of win the relationship. Silence creates space, and space creates wisdom. Second, silence gives you strength. Now listen carefully. Weak people feel the need to defend themselves constantly. Strong people let their character do the talking. If someone misunderstands you, silence lets truth catch up. If someone criticizes you unfairly, silence lets time expose motives. If someone insults you, silence shows confidence. A lion doesn't roar at every barking dog. And third, this is big, silence gives you self-control. Self-control is the foundation of success. If you can control your tongue, you can control your habits. If you can control your habits, you can control your destiny. I once heard someone say, "I speak my mind because I'm honest." Well, friend, honesty without wisdom is just emotional noise. Silence doesn't mean you don't have something to say. It means you're waiting for the right moment to say it. Let me tell you a little story. A young man came to me and said, "Mr. Ziglar, people don't respect me." I asked him, "When someone else is talking, what do you do?" He said, "I interrupt them so they can hear my point." I smiled and said, "Well, son, if you want respect, start by giving it." Silence shows respect. Silence shows maturity. Silence shows leadership. Leaders don't speak to be heard. They speak because it matters. And here's the beautiful thing, when you practice silence, people start leaning in. They start listening when you talk because you don't waste words. Silence is not empty. Silence is pregnant with purpose. Now let's talk about the second secret. If silence is the strength inside, then a smile is the bridge outside. A smile costs nothing, but it can be worth everything. You don't need a degree to smile. You don't need money to smile. You don't need permission to smile. But oh my goodness, the impact it can have. I used to say, your smile is your logo. Your personality is your business card. And how you make people feel is your trademark. Let me tell you something practical. Studies show that people are more likely to help someone who smiles. They're more likely to trust someone who smiles. They're more likely to buy from someone who smiles. But here's the deeper truth. Smiling changes you before it changes anyone else. When you smile, your body gets the message that things are going to be okay. You may not feel happy yet, but your smile sends a signal to your brain that hope is still alive. I once met a man who said, "Zig, I'll smile when things improve." I said, Friend, things will improve when you start smiling. A smile is not denial. It's defiance against despair. You smile not because life is easy, but because you're bigger than the difficulty. Let me share a story. There was a woman who worked at a small restaurant. The food was average, the prices were fair, but people drove miles out of their way just to eat there. Why? Because every time they walked in, she smiled like she was genuinely glad they existed. She remembered names. She remembered stories. She remembered people. That smile built loyalty money couldn't buy. Your smile tells the world, I'm approachable. I'm resilient. I'm still standing. And here's a Zig Ziglar truth for you. You don't have to feel good to smile, but you have to smile to feel good. A smile doesn't mean you're pretending everything's perfect. It means you've decided not to let circumstances steal your joy. And let me add a little humor here. Some folks say, well, that's just the way my face looks. Friend, if your face looks like it's been arguing with life for 20 years, it's time to renegotiate the contract. Smile at your spouse. Smile at your children. Smile at strangers. You never know whose day you just saved. Now here's where it gets powerful. Silence without a smile can feel cold. A smile without silence can feel shallow. But when you combine the two, oh my goodness, you become unstoppable. Silence gives you wisdom. A smile gives you warmth. Together, they create influence. Think about the people you admire most. They don't talk all the time. They don't complain constantly. They listen deeply, and they smile sincerely. That combination builds trust faster than credentials. I've watched great leaders walk into a room, say very little, smile genuinely, and instantly command respect. They weren't loud. They weren't flashy. They were present. Silence keeps you from saying the wrong thing. A smile makes people ready to hear the right thing. When someone attacks you, silence protects your dignity. When someone struggles, a smile gives them hope. This combination helps you handle criticism, navigate conflict, build relationships, lead effectively, stay emotionally healthy. And let me tell you something important. This is a daily practice. You don't master silence once. You don't master smiling once. You practice it every day, especially on the hard days. Because success isn't built on big moments. It's built on small disciplines repeated consistently. Now let me bring this home. You don't need a new year to start. You don't need a new job to change. You don't need permission to grow. You can start today. Today, pause before you react. Today, listen more than you speak. Today, smile even when it's inconvenient. Because thriving isn't about having more. It's about becoming more. Silence will make you wise. A smile will make you strong. And together, they will make you unstoppable. So here's my challenge to you. For the next 24 hours, don't argue unless it truly matters. Don't complain unless you're also offering a solution. A smile at every person you encounter. Watch what happens. Watch how people respond differently. Watch how your stress decreases. Watch how your confidence grows. And most importantly, watch how you change. Remember this. You were designed for significance. You were created with purpose. And the world doesn't need a louder you, it needs a wiser, warmer you. So go out there. Hold your silence with strength. Wear your smile with courage. And live a life that says, I didn't just survive, I thrived. God bless you, and I'll see you at the top.